Here we have looked at how to write music notation on what we call the treble staff. Now we will look at something called the bass staff, and you will see that we find the notes on different places here. How you know that you're dealing with the bass staff is by looking at the beginning of the staff where you have this symbol that indicates that it is a bass staff. The notes that you'll find here are lower pitched than the ones you find on the treble staff. So this is mainly used for low pitched instruments, for example the bass, or if you write things to be played with the left hand for piano, then it's usually using a bass staff as well. We will look first at how to find the notes on it, and then we'll compare to the treble staff. Just as with the treble staff, we'll look at one note as a starting point and then count our way according to the alphabet. We'll start with a C this time. As you can see, this C is found on the same place as you would find an A on the treble staff. So they are on different places, and then if we line them up, it goes along the alphabet, so there's nothing different or nothing tricky. It's just finding that starting point that can be a bit tricky. This note has the notes on this has their different places, and now we will compare to the treble staff. The grand staff is a combination of a treble staff and a bass staff, and that enables us to have a very wide range of notes from a very low pitch to a very high, and it can cover most of any instrument, and you can go across the piano to very many different notes. This is what it looks like, and as you can see, they're joined together. At the top we have the treble staff, and at the bottom the bass staff. We will look at where we have some different notes and compare them. So like I said, it's used for different sorts. What I didn't mention is often if you compose music you would use this as well, so it's not only for piano. Here are the notes, and I've lined them up in this way in order to see where they join, where they have the same note, so you can have that as the starting point. Actually, it's the ones furthest to the left. Those two notes are the same notes, and they are called the middle C. That note is on the top, the treble staff, that's the C note, but also on the bass staff, the one that you see is a C note, and it's actually exactly the same note. And if you're looking at a piano, this is what you would find right in the middle of the piano. And then you can just count your way, and as you can see, you can go a lot lower down on the bass staff, and on the treble staff you can continue higher up. And then you don't have to use as many ledger lines. If you, for example, want to go lower than the middle C on the treble staff, then you would have to start using ledger lines. But instead, now you can use the bass staff, and you can go a lot lower pitches, and it will still stay within the staff lines. Now we'll have a look at where we find these on the piano, just to make sure that we can connect it to the instrument as well. We will start with lining up these notes, and we start with this one that was the C note, and that we call the middle C. And this one is found right in the middle of the piano. So if you want to know which C this is on the piano, try to locate the middle and find the C that's right there. And then of course you would line up the rest of the notes just as we've been looking at before. So we keep moving to the right here on the piano towards a higher pitch, and we can cover quite a few notes with only using the treble staff. The only one we're using a ledger line for is the first note, the middle C. Then we will have a look at where the bass staff notes are on the piano. And we have our starting point here, the middle C, same one as before, and it's on the same notes, the same key as we had earlier for the treble staff. Only now we're moving towards a lower pitch, and that means that we move to the left on the piano. So as you can see, we've covered a very wide range of notes just by using the treble staff and the bass staff. Together they call the grand staff. And of course we can go even higher and lower by the help of ledger lines. And where they join is right here. So the middle C is found on the first ledger line below the treble staff, and on the bass staff you will find it on the first ledger line above. And then they kind of spread out in one direction each.